I'm Sean McKinney, the Chief of Police for the City of Henderson. I'd like to first read a statement of exactly where we're at on today's investigations, and then we will take a few questions on what we're doing. On May 24th, 2023, at 03:16 hours, the Henderson Police Department and the Henderson County Sheriff's Office located a vehicle out of Lima, Ohio. The vehicle was a 1991 Mercury Capri with Ohio plates. It was believed to be occupied by two fugitives that were reported escaped from Allen Oakwood Correctional Facility in Ohio. The two fugitives have been identified as James Lee and Bradley Gillespie. Law enforcement attempted to conduct a traffic stop in the 2200 block of 41 North. The vehicle immediately fled from officers. A short vehicle pursuit occurred, which led to the suspects wrecking on Camaro Drive by striking a privacy fence. James Lee and Bradley Gillespie fled on foot. James Lee, the driver, was immediately apprehended. Bradley Gillespie was not apprehended. We were able to locate a shoe we believe Gillespie left after leaving the scene. Bradley Gillespie was serving a sentence for a double homicide conviction in 2016. Bradley Gillespie has a history of dangerous and violent crimes. At this time, we believe Bradley Gillespie should be considered a danger to the public and assumed to be armed with a weapon. We have been working diligently to locate Bradley Gillespie. During our search efforts, we have utilized large amounts of manpower from several law enforcement agencies. Some of those you can see standing with me today. We've used police canines, we've used water vessels, helicopters, and even drones. As the evening continues, we will continue to utilize canines and continue to search through all the areas where we think he may be. We'll also be utilizing helicopters, drones, and FLIR to locate and search for heat signatures in this area. We urge the community to be diligent. Lock your residence, lock your vehicles, and be alert. Turn on exterior lights. If you see anyone matching the description of Mr. Gillespie, please let us know. Contact 911 immediately. He's described as a white male, 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, balding with facial hair. He was last seen wearing a dark colored shirt and pants. We want to say thank you to the Henderson County Sheriff's Office, the Henderson Fire Department, the Kentucky State Police, Emergency Management, Perry Township Fire Department, Indiana Department of Conservation, Water Patrol, Sturgis Police Department, the Jasper Police Department, the United States Marshal Task Force Service, the Ohio State Patrol, and the United States Coast Guard for their assistance. The Henderson Police Department would like to reiterate to the community that we do not want you to approach Bradley Gillespie. If he is considered armed and dangerous, so please contact 911 immediately if you run into him.
Have you been in touch with James Lee? Is he still in the hospital, and has he been any help in possibly aiding in the investigation?
Mr. Lee is in the Henderson County Jail at this time.
He has been released then, from the hospital?
Yes, sir, he has. He was treated and released.
Okay. Has he been questioned?
Yes, he has. Not very helpful, but he's been questioned.
Is there any indication that Mr. Gillespie, by nature of this accident, could have possibly been injured himself, but was able to be more ambulatory getting out of there?
We don't have any indication of that at this time.
After the initial chase and crash, have you had any confirmed sightings of Gillespie?
We've had some possible sightings, none confirmed at this time. There were security film from residences early this morning in the very early hours when this was fresh, but as of the hours of recent, no.
What can you tell us about that shoe? We had heard one report that it could have been dropped over here at the boat ramp.
Can you say it again, Brad?
The shoe.
It was in an area where we believe it came from Mr. Gillespie. It was close to the scene. It was out of place. So we believe that gave us a direction to conduct our search, and it had no reason to be where it was except to be his.
And right now you guys still have not found him. I guess throughout tonight, are there going to be people remaining here or other areas around town?
Yes, absolutely. I want to reiterate to the public that he is a dangerous individual, but I also want to reiterate that we are going to be here all night long. We're working through the nights. This is a manhunt, and we will not stop until he's caught.
We are approaching sunset. What is the added challenge now to try to locate this man, and the added risk to the people of Henderson who are living in this area and beyond?
Obviously, visibility plays a factor, but to be honest with you, I think Mr. Gillespie is probably being hid out during the daytime because there's so much traffic, there's so many residences in the area. So we're hoping it'll be to our benefit that if there's a time for a subject to move and to get water, to get shelter, to get food, they may do it at night. So we're okay with that, and our canines don't mind if it's day or night. So we're going to be out and working on it just as if it's daylight hours.
Is there like a specific area, I guess, as you guys are searching? Is it really the wooded area? Are you searching the river? Can you guys release that information?
Yeah, the general area is the northwest side of Henderson. The reason we're here is we don't have any other reason to believe that he has left this area. If we had any evidence that he had left this area, then we wouldn't be so concentrated. But at this point in time, we have no evidence to say that he's left the area, so we have to assume that he is still in our area.
Are Ohio authorities on their way here to possibly assist, to give you any potential guidance on how this man operates?
Absolutely. I have two of them standing up here with me today. This is Lieutenant Ken and also an aviator who they actually brought their helicopter down, and so they're here with us. I rode today with a detective and showed him the scene. He wanted to look at the car. So they come down, made the trip from Ohio. And I'd like to point out, Brad, that this has really been a partnership today with all the agencies, the U.S. Marshals, the Sheriff's Department, the Kentucky State Police, the Ohio State Police. And there's been no egos involved. It's all been teamwork, and we're really doing our best to bring this man to justice.
Is there any indication why they ended up in Henderson, Kentucky, considering the geography of northwestern Ohio? Is there any indication as to where they may have been heading?
No. Have no connections or anything that we're aware of.
No local connections?
Not that we're aware of.
As far as radius, you said the northwest side of Henderson. You said you have no reason to believe he's left the area. So we cover a lot of counties. About how far out should people be concerned and keeping an eye out for him?
Realistically, this happened at 3:16 a.m., so there's a lot of hours that have passed. So realistically, it's hard to put a radius on where he could be, depending on if he obtained a vehicle that we're not aware of, or if he got a ride, or any of those things. So I wouldn't really limit the radius. I would just let everybody know and be alert that he could be out there.
Speaking of that car, that Mercury Capri, it's a small two-seater. Is there any indication how he was able to steal that, or they were able to steal that might help local people to be even more vigilant?
Not at this time. We've not made many connections with the vehicle at this time.
There's a rumor that Gillespie is on dialysis. Is there any validity to that?
I think that is just a rumor, and that has not been confirmed to me at this time.
And he is 50 years old?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I have the Henderson County Sheriff here today. I have a lieutenant from the Ohio State Police and a sergeant from Kentucky State Police. If there's anyone else here you'd like to ask a question, feel free.
One's a geography question. 2200 block of North 41. The public often associates that with a landmark. It was on the Strip, I assume, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, about where on the Strip?
I believe they were around Watson Lane when they first made contact with the vehicle.
Were they southbound?
Yes.
Will you be using helicopters with the FLIR cameras tonight?
Yes, we've been very fortunate. I reached out to the Kentucky State Police early this morning. They sent not one but 2 helicopters and flew all day today. And tonight, Kentucky State Police as well as the Ohio State Police will be flying through the night and helping us and giving us guidance on the ground.
Security cameras. We're in a world where they're all over the place. How many of those are you checking right now, especially in that time frame when he took flight?
Yes, security cameras are very important, and especially the ones in the residences where this incident happened or where he may have fled. We've already had people call in, and we've looked at cameras that gave us some help or indication of what direction they were going. But also, I want everyone to realize that if you see anything or if your camera, if something comes up, please let us know.
And without giving away tactical information, is there any video that you can share with the media of him or Mr. Lee as they were fleeing?
Not at this time. We'll look at that hopefully when we wrap this up. Hopefully when we catch Mr. Gillespie, we'll be able to share that. But right now it's still kind of fresh. We've come here, we've done at least 2 in-depth searches, 3 to be exact. We come back, we regroup. It's been a very hot day. We went through 3 canines today. So, but we're going to keep doing it. What I like to brag on my department and my detectives and my officers today. They have stuck it through, and we're going to be here through the night. And I just want the citizens of Henderson to enjoy your week, be alert, and just know that we're out here doing the best we can to bring him to justice.
And that latest photo of him that we've been showing all day on the air, is that a relatively recent photo of him?
To my knowledge, yes.
And then I'm not sure if this is a question for you or you guys, but is this something common for these 2 inmates to do? Have they tried to escape in the past before, or is it the first time, I guess?
That's something we're still investigating, the whole situation with the escape. That's all still being uninvestigated with the Ohio State Highway Patrol and the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections.
Chief, I may ask you very quickly, it seems like in the past 2 months or so in this country, there have been more reports it seems than usual, of convicted killers somehow getting loose. How do you react to that?
Well, obviously I'm not happy about that. You can only speculate as to why they get loose and how they wind up in our communities. I would like to more focus on finding them and getting them out of our community, and so that's what our energy is going to be focused on. We're going to do our best. We're going to locate him, and we're going to bring him to justice.
That energy and manpower, I mean, how long are you going to be able to sustain the manhunt as it is with so many different departments?
Well, it gets tricky. Today we had a lot of people here. A lot of people showed up. And we will just have to schedule. We'll have to limit our resources as we can. We'll have to use our partners in the community that come and help us. And again, I'd like to just say that our department has really stepped up. We have got individuals who have been out since 3:30 in the morning, went home, took a quick nap, and are going to come back and work through the night. So very dedicated, but it is tough. It's a challenge.
We've also had other regional agencies that have reached out to us that have offered assistance. So that's something, initially we want to do it with their own, but as time goes on, there are other resources that out there for us that have been offered to us, and we'll look at implementing those as days go on.
Yes, and if I could just add to what the sheriff said, I've had federal agencies, I've had Evansville Police Department, Davis County Sheriff's Department, lots of agencies around Madisonville Police Department reach out and say, if you need anything, if you need manpower, give us a call and they'll be here to help. And we may end up doing that. But right now we're fine, and we got a game plan, and we're going to work through the night and see if we can find Mr. Gillespie. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Thank you, Chief.